all this week. Actually, until we're not in New York at the end of the week. What day is that?
We're in Boston?
Yeah.
Thursday.
Okay. Phone number, 1-800-LOVE. Yeah, keep that coffee percolating. Is that what it is?
191. Come on, I'll help you.
Phone number. LOV, wait, 1-800-LOVE 191?
Yeah, oh man, the wheels are coming off already.
Fax number. I've done enough show.
Right.
We can end early on occasion.
Thank you and good night.
310-854-4455.
That's right.
The band you hear in the background is Zebrahead. They're in New York.
Woo! Thank you.
Thank you.
Woo! Thanks.
It'll be a very long show, Drew.
Indeed it will. Can you keep them out for the first, till the first break?
Justin, Greg, and Allie are all here from the band. They're playing in New York tonight, and we're nice enough to come after the gig. You guys played tonight, right?
Yes, we did.
Sorry about that smell.
You're going out with Cypress. You're going to be out with Cypress Hill on Halloween playing a gig.
Yes. So we're very excited for this.
Where'd you play tonight?
We played at Tramps.
And
then we went and played a show. No, that was bad, sorry. We played at Tramps with a band called Everlast.
Oh, yeah.
And a band called Local F.
H.
Oh, excuse me, Local H.
A band called Everlast. Well, a guy called Everlast.
No, there's like 5 of them.
Well, the band is Everlast because of Everlast.
Well, it used to be in House of Pain.
Right.
Who I ran into on the street in Greenwich Village.
No way.
Yes.
How weird is that?
Yesterday. Yeah, you know, it's weird. It's not weird to you guys because you guys just saw him a half hour ago. But we had Everlast on the radio show last week.
I heard that.
And then we had him on the TV show last week. And then they replayed the Everlast show Sunday night here in New York. I heard some of it on the radio.
Oh, wow.
And then Monday afternoon, I ran into him at the subway. Just a crowd of 70,000 people ran into Everlast.
A week of Everlast.
Yeah, can't get enough of that Everlast. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to play a Zebrahead song right off the bat, and that way you guys can go, oh, yeah, that's that band. All right, Ann, is it queued up over there? Yes. Well, Ann's voice changed. This one's called Get Back.
No, we're kind of weird.
There's a little something called Get Back from Zebrahead. Waste of Mind is the name of the CD, just out and selling big time. Or so I'm told.
It is? All right.
That's what I hear.
I know my grandma button.
Another Orange County success story.
Oh, where are you guys from? Was this
Orange County? La Habra.
La Habra.
Where's your mic from, Drew?
LH.
All right.
Oh, boy.
Drew, I'll conduct the interviews. Best that the mic's off.
Home of the king of the big screen, by the way.
Balls.
I am the king.
Yeah, you know what that is.
Balls. I am the king.
See?
All right. Drew?
Yeah.
We got the band here.
I'm back.
Your mic's working.
Let's go to line 6. It's Olin. He is 19.
Olin?
Olin, excuse us.
Sorry.
That's a big difference.
It's not one of those newfangled names with the weird spelling like I know you hate, Adam. It's Olin Watt Williams the Fourth. So it's 4 generations of idiocy.
Good. You have a legacy to live up to.
Yeah, and I'm going to pass the curse on to my son. Anyway, you're probably
What's
curious.
going on?
No.
Yeah, what's going on? Well, you see, I've been with this girl for about 4 months now, and as you said, I was 19, but she's 28, right? And and everyone who knows us, says we're like a match made in heaven, just a beautiful thing. But for some odd reason, my parents can't seem to jive it, and I'm just trying to understand what might make it a little easier on them.
Well,
Tell them that she's 16.
Can you forge your ID somehow?
Sorry.
I could, and she would.
Parents, I was just kidding. Listen, parents get a lot of the time, parents don't like their teenage anybody dates. You know what I'm saying? These calls all the time. 17-year-old girls, their parents don't like the boyfriend they brought home. Guys, they don't like the girl they brought home.
Right.
Some parents are just this way, and the ones that care seem to care about everyone, and then there are those who don't care. I could have brought home a 700-pound black lesbian nun, and my folks wouldn't have said a word.
You brought her home, too?
You were dating.
Is that the same?
You're dating Thelma?
Damn, there we go.
Drew's pissed.
It's working now.
It's a good thing you got on that mic, by the way, Drew. That was genius.
Is there anything?
What intuition?
Is there anything about her motives that they could be concerned about?
That's exactly it. You see, my mother is questioning her motive because, I'm a 28-year-old be out with a 19-year-old anyway. I mean, what's wrong with that? I don't understand. She herself said that I seem to have some sort of maturity or clarity of thinking, I don't know, that does not befit a person of my age. I don't know how much stock I can put in that, but I know I feel something special with her.
The fact that you're able to work and be fit, I think, adds 5 years to whatever your chronological age is.
Maybe it's because you're hung like a horse.
But interestingly, I'm kind of concerned.
Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry.
What's that, Alan?
Sorry,
that wasn't important.
If I were your parents, I'd be concerned too, but I'm sure they're not blowing a fuse about it. I mean, they're just concerned. They wonder about a 29-year-old that would be with a 19-year-old, and I wonder too. But,
Alan, have they had problems with other girlfriends you've had?
Well, it's funny you should mention that because you see, the whole thing that she and I got together, I was when I started, seeing her in a more romantic light, was about 5 days before I
when he was
broke up with
his therapist.
That my parents were actually kind of sweet on for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, they didn't go out with her.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it is disgusting.
Okay, so they liked one girlfriend and don't like her.
Yeah,
and maybe they look at her as replacing the one they liked, and that's why they have resentment toward her.
Look, he's 19. He's gonna figure this out for himself.
Hey, Drew, if you didn't want to take the goddamn call, why'd you take it? You can see what the guy's asking.
Let's wrap it up. What can we do? I mean,
why did you start with that call? Who cares? If you don't care, then who cares?
Let's go to Chris.
That's exactly what it says on the screen.
All right, Chris, what's going on?
Well, yeah, my girlfriend, she's my age and everything, and I just have a feeling that she's going to, she wants to commit suicide. Or
has she told you that?
Huh?
Has she told you that?
Well, okay, this is what happened. The third week we were going out, she started...
Hold on a second. You guys listen to the show once in a while. You know that we'll never get an answer, even if you ask it twice.
Of course.
Twice. And this is as close as we get to an answer, by the way, which is, has she told you that? Huh? Has she told you that? Well, here's what happened. You'll never just get a straight answer, will you? This show is like somebody trying to return something without a receipt. You know what I mean? When they come to the counter and they go, hey, man, I just plugged it in, and it was like, pow. And do you have a receipt? And it was 110. I'm running to the thing, and it blew the fuse.
Mr. Carolla, do you have a receipt? You know they're no refund.
I didn't drop it in the tub or anything, man.
But we'll need the receipt. You have the receipt?
I bought it just yesterday. I'm surprised no one here remembers me.
Just because I don't have a receipt doesn't mean I didn't steal it.
All right, Chris, did she tell you she intends to commit suicide?
Yeah, she told me.
Just because.
All right. What did you do when she told you that?
Well, I told her she should and everything. I told her and I asked her why and everything. And she told me a bunch of stuff her dad did to her when she was when she was her dad and her dad's girlfriend both molested her. And
your girlfriend too?
Yeah, and they both molested her little brother too.
Has she been in any kind of treatment?
No, she hasn't.
All right. Is there anybody you can tell, another adult? Is there a family member or somebody at school that you can report this to so that she can get the help she needs?
Yeah, I guess. I never...
You've got to tell somebody, because you can never take suicidal threats lightly. You've got to take it very seriously. I think certainly somebody with a history like that, the abuse and whatnot, is at very high risk for suicide.
Where's her biological mama?
She lives with her.
Well, she lives with her now?
Yeah.
But she was raised by her dad?
Well,
or her dad just got hold of her?
Yeah, well, I guess when she visited her dad, because her dad and her mom split up, I guess when she visited her dad, and her and her dad's girlfriend did that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And, I'll bet, by the way, that mom and dad broke up because dad was probably a drunk and abusive a-hole.
Yep.
Although mom still gladly dropped her off over in the Wolf's Den for a couple days out of the week.
They brought in a few stepdads that did the same thing, probably.
I'm sure she has a stepdad or two story. But anyway, this is you're in over your head here, Chris.
Yeah, don't attempt to manage this on your own. Tell somebody at school, tell adult family member, do something, but take it very seriously. I mean, this is above.
Well, why doesn't he call one of those numbers?
So we don't have the numbers here with us.
Sure, you actually looked for it, didn't you?
Yeah. Let's see, it was here.
You're a mess.
They don't attack me.
Hold on, I'm not done attacking you. In Los Angeles, we keep the number down by the side of the console. So when I said to Drew, why don't you give her one of those numbers, Drew went, someone took it down, man. Wait a minute, someone stole the console. Wait a minute.
Where are we?
What time is it?
What the
I should be sleeping. All right. Ann, why doesn't Ann or Sherry or Mike give
the suicide prevention
him the
line
number?
Or Child Help USA, one of those things, off the air. All right.
Okay.
Next is Alex. Alex has been trying to call us for 3 nights.
Wow.
And he wants to resurrect the skinhead issue. Remember we talked about that a couple nights ago?
Yeah, we were talking about skinheads, and then I was finding out there's good skinheads. They're like bacteria, these skinheads. There's the good ones and the bad ones.
Right, yeah.
I thought they were just bad ones, and then my take was, if you're going to be a good one, let your hair grow out. You know what I mean? Why be a skinhead and be a good skinhead and get your ass kicked by the Crips? You're getting the crap beat out, and you're going, no, this the swastika here, that's the Indian swastika. It's not the Hitler one.
It's backwards.
Yeah.
No,
All right, Alex.
Adam, you got it all wrong, because you guys had a couple callers calling the last couple of days, and they were really quick to jump on like the political bandwagon and start talking about like the different politics between the skinheads who are Nazis and one gentleman mentioned sharps who are skinheads against racial prejudice. But I think you need to dispel politics from the whole thing and recognize that in the United States, we're the only country where the whole skinhead thing has the Nazi connotation, and in Europe and
we actually discussed that with somebody.
Oh, really?
That it was, yeah.
We did? Yeah, they're part of the Green Party in other countries, right?
Not just,
They're just plant trees?
Well, but take politics out of it altogether, because they were a subculture. And Dr. Drew, you mentioned the whole antisocial behavior, and that was actually how the discussion first came up. And the thing is, the whole skinhead thing, it's a cultural thing, and it has nothing to do with politics in as much as it's just like different people who dress the same and are into the same music. And it had nothing to do with politics until the early 80s when like the skinheads were mobilized by people, neo-Nazis in the United States. And then you had the organizations like the National Front and the American Front who were trying to mobilize these youths.
So is Alex cleared anything up?
A little bit. He's made it a little clearer that the skinhead movement was not about racism from the beginning, which is what you thought it was, and that it was a North American, or at least United States phenomenon, that it became so aggressively that way. It's interesting.
All right, so some of them were brought over to the dark side, and others just kept their skinhead status?
Their original skinhead. They're native skinhead
I don't
status.
understand what the core skinheads were doing, just listening to punk music and wearing real thin suspenders.
Well,
Alex?
Pretty much. I mean, the whole thing's kind of it's an English.
Yeah, but those are just punks then.
Basically. I mean...
Are you a skinhead?
No, actually I'm Jewish, and I run with a lot of friends of mine who are skinheads, but I have a unique perspective.
There's a skin penis.
What's that?
I mean, it's gone, but that's a Jewish designation there.
Circumcision, the risk.
All right, so Alex, you know about him, but you're not one of them.
Exactly, but I think that when you talk about him, you need to at least be somewhat educated on the history of the whole tradition before you start talking about the politics that are involved. And
all right, thank you. Thanks.
Your listeners and you guys now know a little bit more about it.
Thank you, Alex.
Alex, I appreciate it, but it doesn't change the reality that confronts us such as it is today with that movement.
And I guess when he says the politics, I think he means the racist part of it. All I know is if you stop most people on the street and you ask them what a skinhead is, it's a neo-Nazi, it's a shaved head guy who beats up black people. That's what 99 out of 100 people are going to say, and 100 black people are going to say that. So I'm saying maybe you're misunderstood, but let your hair grow out.
All right, next is Joe. Joe, what's going on there?
Hey, how you gentlemen doing this evening?
Good.
Fine, thank you.
Okay, that's good. I have a question. I have a daughter who's 2 years old, and when
Zebrahead your favorite band? That was cool, thanks.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I appreciate that. All right.
Waste of Mind's the name of the CD, Joe.
Oh, yeah, I hear you.
Go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, no problem. Once again, I have a daughter who's 2 years old, and when she was born, she had an extra toe on her right foot, and it wasn't like 5 toes, and then one extra toe was like 5 toes, and then one was ingrown on the pinky toe, and it was surgically removed. And my question would be, would that be the reason? Because I smoked a lot of coyote when I was young, and I was worried.
Coyote. They would take coyotes and skin them and smoke them.
You smoked a lot of what?
Marijuana.
What did you call it there?
Marijuana bad.
Marijuana's bad.
What did you call it first, Joe?
Okay.
Alcohol's bad.
Alcohol's bad.
You know,
Wait, I want to stay up on this.
all that good stuff.
Okay.
And I'll
well, Joe,
Dr. Drew about that.
Absolutely. Interestingly,
LSD's
this is precisely the sort of defects that have been reported in offspring of males who smoked a lot of pot, even when the pot smoking was 3 or 4 months before the conception. Now, there's not consensus, and there was not a scientific proof that there's a connection, but I've read several studies where some orthopedists are quite convinced that this is where that comes from.
Yeah, but still, 1 out of every 20,000 kids has something going on with their foot anyway, doesn't it?
But some of the papers I've read, there was a much higher incidence, like 100 or 1,000 times
Beth
more.
Ringwald, Molly Ringwald's sister?
Yeah.
She had a 6 toe.
Her dad smoked a lot of pot?
What's that?
Her dad smoked a lot of pot?
Yeah, smoked a lot of weed.
Okay.
Bob Ringwald did.
There you go.
No, he didn't smoke any weed as far as I knew. Although he did play a little jazz piano. Think about it. I got a 6 toe, but it's where my penis should have been. That's a bitch. Yeah, and it was like my
11
parents
toe.
almost had it removed, but they went, wait a minute, there's urine coming out of it. Hold off.
I hate it when that happens.
So, Joe, it's a possibility, all right?
Yeah.
He's gone.
Bye, Joe.
It's a good story. That wouldn't be such a bad gig having a 6 toe, would it?
No, not really.
And
Especially if it's a penis.
would you rather have 4 toes or
That'd be
6?
a great party trick, though, wouldn't
You
it?
could climb trees.
The pee out of your 6th toe?
Yeah.
You imagine that?
You could peel a banana,
Your penis has a nail?
answer the phone.
Climb trees.
I have to clip my penis.
Wait a minute.
No.
No nail in your penis.
No nail. That's how they knew.
Oh.
All right. I wish something would grow out on that thing. All right, Drew, you got a call lined up there?
Other than hair.
All right.
You want to take another one, or do you want to take a...
Just take a call, would you?
All right, Jessica.
Jessica.
29.
Jessica?
Yes. Hello?
Hi.
Hi. I have a problem, I guess.
Yeah?
Sounds like it.
Thanks. I'm having an affair with a married man.
Ooh!
How old is he?
He's my age. He's 29.
Okay.
And I'm also sleeping with my ex-boyfriend.
Damn!
Is he with anybody?
They actually work together.
Jessica?
Is he in a relationship with
When do you
somebody
have time
else?
to eat?
Yes, he is.
Tired.
Is he?
Yes.
He's in a relationship with somebody else.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be attractive.
So she's got to have totally unavailable men.
Yeah.
Right. She's also dating a guy who's been dead for 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
She has
impressive.
fantasies about him anyway.
That's pretty kinky.
But I haven't been able to maintain a relationship over the last 5 years either.
I wonder why.
Because they're married.
There may be
Yeah.
some gambling.
Probably.
Yeah.
You want to gamble?
Not a...
You want to come back from the break and gamble? This could be a tall order with Zebrahead in here.
Yeah, it's gonna, let's get into it with Jessica. Let's not... let's
Don't
not
insult the
gamble.
band that way, Drew.
No,
I
I'm
think
sure
they're
they come up with the
capable.
right answer. I'm positive.
Dr. Drew, I will handle all of these. Just let me handle them.
All right, you want to go to break and,
Yeah.
and get back to the source
Hey,
of
get back.
Jessica's
No pun intended there, huh?
chaos?
Yes.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
All right, why don't we do that? Zebrahead is here. Wasted Mind's the name of the CD. We're in New York, and when we come back, we'll finish up and figure out Jessica.
Oh, there were several.
Deftones.
Deftones. Bad Religion.
We had Rancid. We had the
Cherry Poppin' Daddies.
Oh, yeah.
MXPX.
Yes. Many, many, many good
Homegrown was
bands.
on there.
All bands that have been on Loveline
Yes.
probably in the last 6 months.
Absolutely.
And probably because of the Warped Tour. Probably passing through town.
Because of Ann.
I mean, producer Ann.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I meant, Ann. You know what I'm saying. All right, when we left off, we were speaking to, who were we speaking to?
Jessica. I heard lots of speculation going on in the studio, and I walked away to
It's
get
a
some coffee.
pretty solid speculation by
maybe we should
Zebrahead.
bet. Should we bet?
All right.
All right, let's bet.
Let's bet. Hang on there, Jessica. Jessica's situation is she's dating a married guy,
Can you guys spot me a 5?
and she's
I got you.
dating an ex-boyfriend who is hooked up with someone, and oh my God, I don't got my wallet, Drew. Someone's got to produce $1 for me.
You guys have dollars?
Do you have a dollar?
Drew's really tight.
Bust it. I have
If
a
you have
dollar.
$3, I'll put this down.
Drew, you are so tight.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah.
Jim, you got
You
money
guys
for
have been
me?
working together for a while.
All right. Yeah.
Look at it. Here it
He's
is.
snuggly.
Greenbacks. I don't even know what I'm betting on.
You got to getting in Drew's wallet's like getting your finger in a 14-year-old virgin.
Whoa.
Snap right back at you. I swear to God.
That was disgusting.
You got to put
Where'd you
your
hear
hand
that?
in a bucket of KY to get into his wallet.
Oh, my.
He's that tight.
There's another 5. Man, this is,
All right, someone, engineer Jim out here in New York,
pot we got going.
generously
He said
put a buck up for me. We'll go down to the corner and get change if this thing works out. All right, you ready to get started?
Yeah, let the guys go.
All right. Well, Allie, you want to start first?
No, I'm going to go last. I have no
Well,
idea
first,
what I'm betting.
let's make sure Jessica's with us. Jessica, you here?
Yes, I am.
All right, you understand what we're doing?
Yes.
This isn't to slight you. We're trying to
No, I
when we do this.
understand
Yeah, we do this. We try to make a point about how predictable human beings are. And so we've heard your story, and we're going to what makes people do
G is
that?
going to take the Zebrahead vote as one.
I'm going with the needy father theory here. She was abused or ignored by her father in some way, and
you have to be real specific, because that's a layup to go in that direction.
It's pretty good for a band, though.
That's true.
Especially from Orange County.
Yeah.
That's solid.
Not bad, huh?
Thanks.
I was riding my skateboard down to the station here tonight.
You're on. I think you're on the right track with the dad thing, but you just have to flesh it out a little bit.
Oh boy.
What were you saying when we went to break? You said, "Oh no, that was Drew's hypothesis."
That's mine.
Yeah. I was wondering why it sounded good.
Well, I'm going to steal Drew's one.
No.
Whatever Drew said, that's what I'm going to go.
I'm going to go with Drew.
All right, wait. We'll
take your money now. Then
we'll help sculpt one for you. Dad was out of the picture at what age?
Dad left home
Divorced parents.
when she was
5.
No, a little older. But
I'm going to say 9.
10,
Between
10,
5 and 10? How about
10,
between
11 or so.
All right,
Junior
next
high
vote.
type.
Ooh, let's keep going. Next vote. Next vote.
I say earlier. I say 5.
All right, Dad left at 5.
Definitely going to have to say 9.
No. Well, do you have anything else you want to add to that to kind of
Just 9.
All right. It's an interesting spin on the game, but it's not bad. It's sort of like a true or false or multiple choice. Drew, why don't you give
Wait,
yours?
let's get the age, though, when that happened first.
Well, no, because my deal is a little different. I think
I wanna see that on my-
I think Jessica's going to say she came from a Leave It to Beaver family, and in fact, it probably was sort of an over-idealized kind of a family unit. And somewhere like around 18 to 20, maybe even her first relationship, very painful breakup, and she just checked out after that.
All right. I'm going to go with Dad died.
Okay.
Ooh,
Right,
that's solid.
Jessica, what happened?
Very interesting, actually. Well, first off, I was molested when I was 7 by my next-door neighbor.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, we didn't play the molestation card.
That was my guess. I just didn't want to say
That's
it.
too easy.
My,
It was too easy.
It's the easy way out. I didn't want to do it.
my
All right,
parents
so
are still
that-
married,
Yeah.
and my dad and my mom are...
So did your dad leave when you were 9?
What's that?
All right.
Oh.
So
Nothing, just kidding.
He didn't leave.
Oh, okay. No, he didn't leave.
Just
but
wanted to win that money.
He's having an
Something you could
affair
say.
right now, also.
Oh, we should have went with that one.
I said 29.
Another
He's gonna have an
obvious.
affair.
Yeah.
You just
Have a 9 in it.
Yeah.
And my first
Wanna win the money?
boyfriend, Drew, was right, actually. It wasn't
Of course she was
opposite,
right.
but he's the one I'm still sleeping with.
Right.
Wait, how
But
long?
you're not together with that guy?
12 years.
Ooh.
And did you have a rape or anything like that when you were a teenager?
No.
Just that one molestation at
Right.
7?
Well, from the time
Was it
I
a
was 7 to 12.
Oh. Who was it did that to you?
It was my neighbor.
Next door neighbor.
Your neighbor.
Yeah.
How old was he?
He was like 18 at the time.
Wow.
When you were 7?
Right.
You
Ooh.
sound remarkably well put.
Well, I try not to, dwell on it really, but...
Yeah, but everybody puts it aside as done. I dealt with that already. But
Well,
It's causing me problems with relationships, obviously.
yeah, but you sound remarkably well put together for having gone through that. Now,
She sounds that way, but
Yeah.
she sort of lets her actions do the talking.
Yeah, that's true. And you wonder about that family unit that was able to happen to you.
Well, my mom doesn't know.
I know, but still,
that's the point. I mean, you have a 7-year-old daughter. You got an 18-year-old guy
No, they
living
know
next
about
door.
that. She doesn't know about the affair.
All right, but how? But no, I'm talking about this, which is this guy is getting at your daughter with consistency for 5 years,
Right.
And you're not clued into this,
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, why didn't they pick up on this?
Well, I told them actually last year, and they actually said, "Why'd you tell me now? You shouldn't have told me," basically.
Yeah, see, that's
Because there's nothing.
Very understanding parents, then, huh?
such denial and such sort of emotionally closed.
But I mean, you're with an 18-year-old guy. You're 7. You don't come home crying or talking or saying something that should arouse some suspicion.
No, unfortunately.
All right, well, let's stay in the present here.
How often did you guys have this contact? The 18-year-old.
Almost daily. And in fact, his mom even walked in and walked out.
Oh, my God. She should be strung up.
Let me tell you, I haven't called for this for a while, but the strafe bombing.
Yes.
Take out the whole neighborhood.
Yes, absolutely.
The people that live, I'm sorry, sometimes innocent people have to die.
I know people who can take care of that.
Here's what we're going to do. I want to put the military to use on its own citizens, and this is the way we do it. We just take out whole bombs. We take out whole neighborhoods with bombs, and we try to time it so the mailman's not out there, the street sweeper's not there. But other than that, what are you going to do?
Why don't you time it so the garbage man is there?
Yeah, I'd like to get the garbage man out of it. Well, I just do it at 6:30 in the morning. You know you'll catch him. All right. His mom walks in and...
sorry, you're busy. Let me leave you alone with your...
Boy's my face right.
Let me leave you alone with that 7-year-old.
Right, but Jessica, look, you
Put
know...
a condom on, son.
Yeah. You seem to be pretty honest with yourself about how unsatisfactory this situation is, right?
Right.
Why don't you change it?
I don't know. That's the problem I'm having.
What's the fantasy attached to this? What is it you get out of this? Control?
Yeah, I probably would assume so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty powerless thing. All these experiences you describe are the trauma of extraordinary powerlessness.
Right.
And in these situations, you don't have to worry about vulnerability.
I also think it's a challenge because they work together. I don't know why.
Yeah, but that's an aggression. That's sort of a way to sort of conquer again, and that's control, and that's power. And why not really get more focused on connection and the relationship and intimacy?
You got to get into some therapy.
Ideally,
you should work for a therapist.
Sure, ideally. But it's an unsatisfactory
what do you mean?
situation.
Listen, hold on a second. You're not going to talk her out of anything, Drew. This is a woman who was molested on an almost daily basis for 5 years, from 7 to 12. I mean, those are the wonder years. Yeah. You know what I mean? Those are the growing years. There's no way her compass is spinning around 1,000 miles an hour. She's got to get a lot of therapy. She's going to keep acting out, and this. By the way, and we're all sort of right, or we knew there was some gambling to be had here, because when people act a certain way, something happened in the past. That's it. And this, by the way, is why I can't go to strip clubs or watch Jerry Springer anymore.
Right.
Because I see these poor sons of bitches getting into fist fights because there's 3 women and they all love the same guy and he's pimping for 2 of them. And I just look at them and I see them all at age 5 with some shadowy figure holding a bottle standing in their doorway.
Before.
You were? No, you weren't.
He was the pimp. Yeah.
Oh, please.
Yeah, Orange County pimp.
I'm in the middle of an emotional roll here.
No kidding,
They come in with some horrible sidebar.
Security. Let's keep the cheating theme going and to go to James.
James?
Hey, how are you?
What's going on?
What's up, Jimmy?
We're fine.
Zebrahead, you guys are great.
Yeah, finally! God. Yeah, like 40 calls into it.
We can go now.
Sherry, let's see if we can weed out those calls.
James.
Thank you very much. Adam and Dr. Drew, you guys.
James! James!
You guys are all so good.
All right, James, thanks a lot for calling.
Okay, listen, my question is there any way you can tell when you're like a young person if you're going to have problems with marital infidelity when you grow up?
Never underestimate... Oh, here we go.
Damn, Mike's.
There you go, Drew. Very nice.
That was the best thing I ever saw in my life.
There we go.
James, you playing instrument?
I never knew how strong Dr. Drew was.
No, you're all right.
I'm afraid of him now.
Never underestimate the role that modeling will have on your behavior as you grow up.
Yeah.
So if
you
your
model,
dad,
you get a lot of trim.
Your dad does that.
Drew's right.
What I hear.
Yeah, those guys are top heavy with trim.
Your dad does this. There's a much higher probability that you will do it. Your parents smoke. You'll smoke. Why do you ask this?
Well, I'm kind of with like a new girlfriend, and I kind of flirt with a bunch of other girls too, and I can't seem to
You're 16.
focus. That's what I'm asking. I'm asking, can you get? I mean, is anything like at my age indicative of what happens when you get older?
No. At your age,
you say about 30 years to get out of your system. That's all.
Yeah. At your age, you should be dating different people. It's better, healthier for you to figure out who you are in relationships than to lock yourself into something.
But being sort of real covert might be dangerous. I mean, being real devious.
What do you mean?
Hey, telling somebody you love them and banging their best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that could...
What's wrong with that?
Drew lost his mic.
How about now? There we go.
There you go.
You know, there's one of the things I love about Westwood 1, and or as we like to call it, Westwood 2 or Westwood None. 1 just seems like way too high ranking for a dump. But one of the things we like about this place, and I have said this, and I rarely compliment Westwood 1, when I was a kid, I grew up in a time when if something didn't work, you got to punch it. I had an old Zenith TV set.
Bang on it.
Yeah, they had like a metal casing on it, and the picture would go out. We'd be watching Wait Till Your Father Gets Home or All in the Family, and I'd stand there and
your father gets home.
I'd sit there, whack on the top of it. I'd just keep banging the top of the thing until it worked. Or the toaster oven. Yeah, like these were the days when if you had an 8-track cassette and it was skipping, you'd wedge a spoon or popsicle stick or something into it and it would work. Well, the problem is with today's technology, everything's got a LED readout and a computer chip.
Computer chips. That's ridiculous. You can't punch them.
You can't punch anything anymore. But now, this is the beauty of Westwood One. All their equipment's still punchable.
It's all 40 years old.
Because it's all from the space program. And from the
original NASA project.
The original NASA project is where they got it. So you still get the satisfaction of punching things, especially equipment here in
LA. We've taken to kicking things even.
Yeah.
Just
it's great.
Cram our heel into stuff.
Yeah, it's like a step aerobics class being over at Westwood One. You have to punch stuff, slug stuff, yank on wiring. It's huge. Yeah, it's like what you used to do with the phone. It's great. All right, so Zebrahead is here, and we'll be back to punch more equipment after this. There. Loveline. Phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191. I've had trouble with that all night. Zebrahead is our musical guest tonight. Craig, Allie, and Justin are all here from Zebrahead.
Hi.
Drew and the rest of the guys are down the hall trying to make some coffee. Here's one thing I don't like about this job. You know, I always say that I should get paid more than Drew because I'm really doing the work here.
I agree with you.
And then Drew says to me, I got 12 years of school under my belt. I'm a doctor. Why should you get paid more than me? And I say to him, how much did Seinfeld
He's
make?
not very entertaining.
How much did Seinfeld make last year? $200 million? Uh-huh. How much did Dr. Dean Adele make?
I'm with you on this here.
How much did C. Everett Koop make? Okay, there's my point. Now, the other reason is I got to be back in this studio to start the show every time.
And where's Drew?
He's screwing around in the hall.
Coffee maker.
He's more worried about his precious brown gold.
I had to put out another pot and it still wasn't done.
All right.
Making you coffee.
Brown what?
I rented that, by the way.
I'm your bitch.
A brown baby boy. What? Ooh. To say bitch and goddamn, I've learned so far.
All right, but not in order.
Right.
It's so funny. Whenever I say anything out of character, Adam just shuts up. It's wonderful.
I heard Dr. Drew cuss as I walked in the studio tonight.
Yeah.
I was in shock.
Scared the hell out of me.
I didn't know you could say that.
He's an animal. All right, do we got the air going in here, by the way?
Not yet.
All right, we'll get that going. We're going back to the phones. Drew?
I'm going to Nikki.
You got enough coffee? Can you pick a call?
Nikki.
Nikki?
Yeah.
Hi.
You're 20. What's going on?
Well, my question's kind of long, but I'll make it short.
Thank you.
I had my boyfriend. I cheated on him, and we've been together for like 2 years now.
Nikki's 20.
Yeah.
Sounds about 15. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, that's always trouble, Nikki.
What? Well, he's 29.
Strike two.
Oh, boy, it seems a shame to gamble this
Let's
soon.
not gamble. Let's just keep going. So what's the deal?
And he's married.
Oh, yes.
Definitely gambling. Definitely gambling.
All right, you gonna gamble?
Drew, why don't you just spell it out for her?
What happened to her?
Yeah.
I can spell it out.
I don't
might
have
get
a
mad
beat
at
on
me,
it.
though.
Something substantial.
Got the little girl voice.
Yeah.
Some sort of...
Were you raped,
It's a bad
Was
word.
I raped?
Nikki?
Was I
Yeah.
raped?
Or what age were you raped? Let's put
No,
it that way.
I was not.
Never raped.
Not.
Tell
No.
us, Nikki.
Molested?
No, I'm kind of.
What
Yeah.
happened? Yeah.
Well,
9 years old?
But she's like 10 or 12. What happened?
a couple times when I was really young, one of my cousins used to touch me, and I really didn't know what was wrong, and I was really confused, and then one of my other cousins propositioned me sexually when he was like 18 or 19, and I was like 10. And I mean,
Did I not say 10?
Yeah, well, when was the molestation?
It was
Because I told you.
No, it was touching before.
One of the other cousins. When was that?
My other cousin, every time we had a family trip, every year, we'd all go on a big Suburban in the back of the Suburban. I'd be in the back, and he'd be in the back, and we'd be screwing around. And he had decided that part of the games was sticking his hands down my pants and down my shirt and stuff. And
This is when you were a little girl.
yeah, that was when I was like probably 7, 8, 9.
But that's
I guess
the touching part. That's the touching part, though.
All right.
When did you actually have sex with one of these guys?
When did I had sex when I was 18.
No. you said there was something happening.
She didn't have sex with one of these guys. They just propositioned her.
Yeah, they propositioned me, and he made me feel like I should, and I didn't, and he got real mad at me. And I felt real bad because I wouldn't do it for him, but I was too scared to, and I don't know.
Great cousins, these guys.
Yeah, this guy.
This guy's an asshole. Yeah, what happened with that encounter finally?
What happened with that encounter?
Yeah.
It was we were on yet another family trip, and we were all kind of shacked up in a condo, and everybody fell asleep, and him and I were up talking really late. I mean, I was only 10, he was like 18, and he just like was talking about his girlfriend, and telling me how much he missed having sex, and asked me if maybe like if I didn't mind just laying there and him just doing his thing, and And I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to worry about getting pregnant because I hadn't had my period yet or anything like that.
Oh my God!
So it would be over with. And for some reason, I had enough guts to just keep telling him no.
How did this end?
Good. He got mad at me. Fine, and he went in the other room and said, "I gotta go take a cold shower." And he went in the other room and went to sleep there.
Where is he incarcerated now? Anyway, and your dad? What's your relationship with your dad like?
My dad?
Yeah.
I live with him.
Where's your mom?
I don't know, he's kind of a controlling, kind of a overbearing, kind of a little bit.
Where's your mom?
My mom is, they're divorced.
Okay. All right, I mean, you see, your relationships with men from early on have been pretty disturbed. I mean, awfully unpleasant, to say the least.
Yeah.
And so it makes sense, again, where issues of power are sort of entering into our discussions tonight. I mean, these men have always made you feel powerless and insignificant. And it makes sense now that you'd want some sort of control. At first, you go for a guy that's older, so it's sort of this guy's a bigger-than-life figure for you. But you don't have to really be vulnerable because, after all, he's married.
Yes.
Yeah, but there's something going on because before we even found out she was dealing with a married guy, and we knew something was up. And as a matter of fact, we went right at 8 and 10, or right into that age, just hearing her voice. And don't point at Drew. I said 8.
I mean,
and I heard
you guys do that before.
I heard that squeaky voice too, but it wasn't wholesale abuse.
Yeah, interesting. We didn't.
It was a sprinkling.
Yeah, but it's all about men disempowering her and making her feel worthless.
What the hell was Dad doing behind the wheel of the Suburban?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he had like there's like a frat party going on in the back of the.
Throw your 10-year-old back there.
Actually, it was my grandpa driving. So.
Grandpa got to get a rear view.
Yeah.
All right, Nikki. So look, you understand your relationship with men are disturbed, and it's probably frightening to you for you to be more really involved with a guy that's actually available to you. But if you're looking for some happiness in relationships, I mean, you're cheating, you're unhappy.
Well, wait a minute. He's married, right?
Yep.
And he's pissed at you. He's pissed at you for cheating.
Oh, yeah.
That's what Nikki said. Yeah, Nikki,
that's great.
Absolutely. That's okay then.
Only guys can really muster those kind of huevos. You little deceiver, you.
Tramp.
You little tramp. All right, don't bring my wife into this. I'm not done with you. And by the way,
that's my wife.
You're lucky I got to wrap this up because she thinks the softball game's ending at 2 o'clock. There's going to be more next Saturday.
Yeah. Come on, Nikki. Her comment was he's going to leave her.
Oh, yeah. Probably tonight.
We have yet to talk to someone who's involved with a married man who hasn't heard that. And at the same time, we've yet to hear somebody for whom the guy has actually left his wife.
No.
After saying that for years many times.
Right.
She's a bitch. I hate her. I'm leaving her. I can't stand her. She mistreats me.
Yeah.
No.
It's just a little paperwork he's got to finish. It's about 10 years worth of paperwork. And it's just crossing the T's and dotting the I's. He's almost out of the relationship. Nikki, be realistic. And everybody, please, stop acting out.
Yeah,
just stop it. Just stop it. Just because somebody, you know what it's like? It's like somebody turns your idle screw or screwed up your mixture on your carburetor when you're 8, and you just go through your whole life that way. That's it. You can never get it back. You're just acting out.
Let's talk to Jennifer. Jennifer is 21. Jennifer.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. I'm
Hi,
calling-
Jen.
Hi.
Hi, Jay.
Hi.
Hello.
What's up, Jennifer?
All right, listen, don't confuse her. We have a lot of stupid, stoned, tired callers on this show. They can't deal with more than one voice.
Sorry. Jennifer, go ahead.
Okay, my husband did
What's
a
up,
lot
Jen?
of LSD when he was a teenager.
Right.
And
What's a lot, by the way?
LSD's bad.
he used to do 10 strips. He did a lot of them. He doesn't even know how many he did.
Do you have the receipt? How many times did he do it? What's a lot?
I don't know. I wasn't with him when he was doing it.
Give me an estimate. It's important.
Well, when I was with him, he did it at least 5 times.
Do you think he's done it more than 50 times in his life?
He could have. He did it for like 3 years.
Do you think he did it more than 100 times?
Probably not more than 100.
Does he still see trailers after fast-moving objects? Does he talk about seeing trailers?
Sometimes he does. He gets flashbacks.
Well, trailers is evidence of brain damage.
Okay.
Okay, so the trailers aren't there just because of some magical quality that's been bestowed upon his brain. It's because something is altered in his brain chemistry, and the drug alters it. And in my experience, people that are sealing trailers, which tend to be people that did pot more than 50 times, people that did it before the age of 15.
LSD?
What did I say?
Said pot.
Excuse me, LSD, acid. Thank you for monitoring what I'm saying. It's a little late.
I don't like you talking smack about the dope, you know?
I understand.
Just gave everybody in America heart attacks right there.
But it's the people that see trailers, people that have done more than 50 times, whatnot, that tend to have chronic mood disturbances. And sometimes those mood problems don't develop for up to 10 years after they stop using LSD. So if you're seeing that sort of thing happening with him, you can expect it to continue.
Jennifer?
Yeah.
Is he working and everything?
Yeah, he's working. He is getting more angry at work, and that's why I wanted to call. I wanted to see if there was some antidepressant we can get him on.
You need to take him to a psychiatrist who's used to dealing with people who have been exposed to substances. He needs a complete evaluation. These are
have him drink a few beers.
Yes, there are antidepressants, but usually the acid-induced depressions are quite recalcitrant. They're difficult to treat, and they're chronic, and they require strong medication.
Did she say at the beginning he did a bunch of strips at a time, a bunch of blotters at a time?
Yeah, about 10 strips is what he would do.
10 hits?
It's like 10 hits, yeah.
See, I think that one sort of went past you, Drew.
Strips is what the kids call them these days.
In terms
he did 10 hits of acid at a time.
So meaning I'm not sure.
Drew, a hit of acid's gonna. You're talking about a hit of acid. When you say how many times has he done acid? If he's done 50 hits, it's 50 times. Don't you mean that?
No, I don't, because I only when I interview people, I ask how many times, how many exposures did you have to acid? I don't know.
Yeah, but it's like saying, did you do a line of coke or did you do a kilo of coke?
Yeah, all right.
Who cares? If you did one line in one night, it's nowhere near doing a kilo.
Anyway, so he is going to have
10
problems.
hits.
All right, he's going to have
10
problems.
hits.
All right.
Damn. Doesn't that mean anything to you?
10 hits.
Now it does.
10 hits.
Wow.
So he's going to have problems.
Addiction medicine specialist over here, guys.
10.
He's going to have problems, all right?
All right, no more kids, Jennifer.
Okay.
Do you have kids?
Can you do that?
Yeah, we have a 2-year-old.
All right, that's enough.
Go 10 to it.
How many toes does he have?
You're going to have a lot of trouble with this guy's going to be dealing with this the rest of his life.
Jennifer.
Yeah.
How many toes does he have? The kids.
He's got 10.
All right, but the husband sees 12. There's one trailer and one nail following one of the toes.
With a rainbow on it.
One big long nail following it.
Oh, listen, I did half a tab of acid because I was too scared I was going to freak out.
And you did freak out.
No. I just did half. I was all right. That's the only time I did acid. But if I'd done 10, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's amazing. I mean, there's abundant, overwhelming data about all these personality changes that develop, and all the literature that came out of the 70s and the early 80s goes, but they seem happier, so it's all right. Then there's no problem.
All right.
It's because the personality changes tend to make people more passive
we're gonna
initially,
go to break.
and then they get irritable and depressed, and there you go.
I'm going to explain volume to Drew while we're on the commercial break. Zebrahead is here. Waste of Mind's the name of the CD, and we'll be back with more Loveline after this.
I feel so liquidy.
Sorry, I hate to interrupt the smoke, but can we get a quick liner? Do one for Kevin and Bean, too, please? Thank you.
We'll hold the mic.
All right.
Wait, he's going to play it. Play it again.
Hi, this is Jesus Christ.
This is Eric Cartman. This is Kyle Broflovsky.
And this is Counselor Mackey, okay, with the South.
You're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
That's great.
Oh, the zebra guys just made in their pants.
That is
Zebrahead is here. We're going to take a little 10-second top of the hour break, and we'll be right back with a big heaping helping of Loveline.
Bye.
Something's wrong with his testicle.
Oh, that was
Victoria Jackson.
Victoria Jackson. Oh, what a voice. What a woman.
Yeah.
Anybody's got that little girl voice, you got to look out for her.
She cracked open like
Hoover Dam.
Yeah.
Hit by 8.0. Hey, it's Loveline. Zebrahead is here. Justin, Allen, Greg. Waste of Mind's the name of the CD. We'll hear something else off it in a few minutes. Drew?
Yeah.
Where did we leave off?
Let's talk to Preston. He's 16. Preston.
Drew.
Hey.
Yeah.
Let's go now.
I'm Jersey Red.
Do your job.
Hey, I had a question about labres, the lip piercing, the studs like right in the middle of your lower lip, and I was just wondering like what the risks were, like infection or anything.
Yeah, it's like any other piercing, and there's always potential for infection and bleeding. As I don't know of any special risks of that particular procedure. Is there something you heard?
No, well, I mean, I wanted to get my tongue pierced a little while ago, but like I heard that it can paralyze your tongue if they do it wrong.
Yeah, tongue piercings scare the hell out of me.
Yeah, I could go for this thing.
Yeah.
What's that called?
Labre?
Labre. It's called painful.
Your freedom.
Labre?
Labre, yeah.
Oh, your lip. Lower part of your lip. Upper part of your chin.
Yeah.
I think it's French for retarded teenager. I think.
That's what I hear.
Labre.
Labre. The retarded. Well, it's teenager retarded if you do it, but in France they know what you're talking about. All right.
So I know no special risks, Preston.
Okay, thanks a lot.
The tongue thing scares me because they could nick an artery and the tongue could swell up. It can include your airway. I've seen infected tongues, and they are horrible.
Really?
Yeah.
They just swell up and cleave to something.
What are you gonna? I mean, what if you really get into trouble?
I heard one person pierced his lip and it grew an eyeball.
Ooh, really? Fascinating.
It's really.
Let's talk
really
to Adele. I'm very fascinated.
Speaking of growing eyeballs, I was flicking around the TV tonight, and I saw more of that god-awful Carney show they have. What is that thing on Fox?
The two things in the world that scares me.
What's that thing on Fox? Guinness Book of World Records. And the guy had the elastic skin.
Oh yeah, that is Ehlers Danlos. Remember, we had a caller on the TV show.
Big hands, you know.
Remember, she said she was having sex, her hips dislocated and stuff.
Yeah, the guy could pull skin from like his thigh and form a scrotum sac.
Well,
and he could move up about a foot, and I can show you a sack.
Good point.
He can pull his eyelids out 4 inches from his head, and then I thought, you know what? That's all right. I don't need to see that. I just don't. I don't. I can use my imagination.
How bored do you have to be to figure that out?
And why does it surprise you that television is going to that? I mean, isn't all TV really just that?
It's just turned into a big sideshow.
I think
TV's just turned into a sideshow.
P.T. Barnum is looking down on us, just applauding.
I don't know. I think he'd be offended. Like, all I did was put on bearded women and midgets. This is sick stuff. All right, who do you got there, Drew?
I got Adele.
Adele.
17. Hi.
Hi, Adele.
I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yes, ma'am.
What about Zebrahead?
Zebrahead's a cool band.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
That's the right answer, Adele.
Yes.
Right answer.
Thanks for the call, Adele.
My question is...
What's your favorite song?
I like all of them.
Oh, this is the cheapest answer I ever heard. That means you never heard our album before.
No,
Adele.
I have.
Oh, okay. How many did you buy?
Huh?
Ignore me. I'm sorry. Ignore me. Pardon me.
Ignore him like the rest
I
of
haven't
us.
slept in 3 weeks. So.
Let me just talk.
Where's the muzzle
for a
at?
second here. Hang on there, Duff. Don't try to talk to the listeners. I'm telling you. It's nothing personal, but it's one of the first things I learned.
Kind of like going to the zoo
on the show.
The animals.
It's normally like when you run into one of your lucid buddies on the street, you go, "Hey, dude, how's it going?" "Good." "All right, what's going on?" "Not much." And you get in a little exchange, and then you get into what he wants to say. If you do that on this show, you go, "How's it going?" Huh? "How's it going?" "What?" "It's fine." What's doing with you?" "Nothing." "Good."
Thank you.
Bye. Long pause. Go. You can't do it. You just go, "What's the question?"
What's the problem? Sorry.
Go ahead, Adele.
Okay, I've been sexually active since I was 13.
Damn!
I'm going to be 18 in December.
So I interrupt
I was collecting bugs, man.
And I've never had any type of orgasm at all. And I've also been skipping periods, like, within months. Like, I'll skip 6 or 7 months, and then it'll come and, like...
Save money that way, you know?
Do you have an eating disorder?
I've been bulimic for 4 or 5 years.
Well, that's why you're not having periods.
Got a little girl voice going on.
Oh, I can just hear that.
What happened, Adele?
Like with my family.
Yeah.
Well, my dad has like not really been there for me, and I've been in a lot of drugs, lots of trouble, like running away, and I don't know, like a kid, my dad worked in the military, and he was always, like, overseas. I never got to see him. And whenever he did come home, he was always in such a bad mood. He'd always yell at me. And the only way to get attention was to, like, get in trouble. So to get attention from him, I'd actually get in trouble. So I ended up getting a lot of drugs.
Man, Adele.
Adele's got a little insight, though, for 17.
But are you going to keep destroying your own life to live out this fantasy of attempting to capture Dad's attention? Is it worth it?
Probably not. And I should just, like, I'm thinking about, like, just moving out and, you know, trying to forget about it, because I've tried to patch things up, you know, just to, like, tell him, you know, now that he's retired, you know, he still doesn't really talk to me.
Do you have friends?
Yes.
All right. They treat you right?
Oh, yeah. My friends are really...
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
I have a 14-year-old brother and a 13-year-old sister.
How's he treat the brother?
And he treats them like, you know, like regular kids. You know, like, he plays games with them, and he takes them places. It's just me. Because he found out, because I'm in drug counseling. I'm in a place called Pathways.
Okay.
And I've been
Do they know about your eating disorder there?
It was mainly because I was addicted to heroin and cocaine. And I actually stole things in my room to get, like, 8 balls. And, you know, just, like, I really needed
Adele,
help.
did you tell them about your eating disorder?
Well, by the way, it's a good example of one of our Loveline questions.
There we go again. Receipt.
Adele?
Yes?
Did you tell them about your eating disorder?
Yes. They have given me counseling for that.
All right. Okay. All right. So you're in treatment. Are you in recovery?
Yes. I'm starting to eat, and, like, I don't ever have the feeling that I'm gonna, like, throw up anymore, because I...
No. Are you in recovery in general? Are you in a recovery program?
Oh, yes. Yes, I am.
How long have you been sober?
I've been sober for 3 months, and I've been...
You have a sponsor now?
Yes, I do. I have 2.
Okay.
Pepsi, I think, so sponsor this year.
Stay focused on that, okay? Just heroin addiction is a deadly disease. It is progressive. It is a very high relapse rate. The most important thing in your life right now is just to stay focused on your recovery. Go to meetings twice a day if you have to, at least every day. Contact with your sponsor, outreach calls, work on your steps. Talk about the feelings around eating and see if that's some of the ways you manage your affect and your bad feelings.
And look at it this way. Most people are mired in the eating disorder and the drug abuse for another 10 years. And if they don't die, they get into some sort of rehab at 27, 28. Mm-hmm. Adele is 17.
And she's getting involved.
She's getting involved now. And she's the type who I could see, like, being a counselor at 21.
I hope so.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. But here's the deal, Adele. The lack of connection with your dad can be healed through connection with your recovering peers. That's where you got to go. Don't have any new relationships with boys or girls.
All boys ain't daddy.
Stay with the recovery. Make sure you have a female sponsor and just focus on those connections with your recovering peers.
Adele?
She's on hold.
Yes?
Why is she on hold?
Because our...
Let's just say what you want. She can hear you.
Adele?
Yes?
Oh, there you are. How you doing?
I'm okay.
All right.
Harness the good, block the bad.
Okay.
Okay.
Harness,
bye, Adele.
block.
Did you need Adele? Did you need her to respond?
You had to hear her say, yeah.
I need to make sure that sunk in. I mean, you know, that's gonna save her right there. You watch.
All right. I'd like to make an
harness the good in a syringe, unfortunately.
I'd like to make an urgent plea to all daddies who are, all men who are planning on becoming daddies, who don't plan on raising their daughters, to kill themselves right now. Just snuff yourself. Jump off of something.
Do us all a favor.
Do everyone a favor and just kill yourself. All we do all night long is talk to a bunch of poor 17-year-old Adeles whose dad was never there, and those were the good ones. The ones who were there were drunk and beating the crap out of them and doing something they wish they could have done to mommy, to them, and then they just go through their whole lives sort of spinning like a dreidel. It's ridiculous. Just have some dignity and kill yourself, guys.
What is it with our callers? The question she had is, why were her periods so irregular?
Oh, really?
I mean, did you really think we're going to... It's a true fantasy answer. Well, it's because of the abnormal hypothalamic pituitary axis function. Possibly polycystic ovarian disease, the Stein-Leventhal syndrome.
I'm doing some heroin. Could that affect it?
Oh, maybe and I vomit every day. Maybe that has something to do with it, too.
In 3 months.
No?
I don't know if that has anything.
No, I don't think so. I have nothing to do with it.
No?
Or Adele, I mean.
All right. How about the crack?
Do Do more of that.
Do more crack?
Yeah.
Well, write this
that
down.
should make your periods nice and red.
And heroin, more of that, or should I just stay on maintenance?
More heroin. Heroin. Don't be sure not to miss any doses, and mix it with the cocaine.
Ooh, like is that speedball? What is that?
That's correct.
Okay, I'm going to do that. Thanks, Drew.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I want to use a needle from that transsexual over there.
Yeah,
Is that all right?
I found this one on the ground.
That's cool. Wait a minute, that's mine. I've been looking for that.
I
Give
used
it back. All right. Drew's fantasy answers, everybody. Who are we talking to?
Tyler.
Tyler, you're 25. You're on the fabulous Loveline with Zebrahead.
Hi, Adam. Dr. Drew, how are you doing tonight?
Good. Say hi to Zebrahead, or they're going to freak out.
Hey, what about us? Thanks, Tyler.
I have a quick question here. It's kind of, I'm trying to make a long story short here, but going about a year and a half ago, I kind of, my relative and I, she and I are like brother and sister, very close. She's married. The man that she's married to, he and I like started off like we're pretty good friends, and I guess after a while I kind of noticed that he has a problem with like pornography, and he kind of has a lot of boundary issues.
Tell me who this guy is again.
I'm sorry?
Who is this guy again?
Basically my cousin-in-law. He is
What's his problem with pornography?
my first cousin's husband.
Okay.
And he very much has boundary issues as far
What's happening? What's happening with you and him right now?
Well, going about a year ago, we happened to be out drinking type thing, and
I got to do a little more Loveline fun here. Oh, sorry. Hold on, Tyler. I just got to say one thing. I know it never gets old to me, but just say...
Tyler, what's happening between you and him right now?
Right now? Well, about a year ago.
Well, one time I was taking a walk in the park, and I seen this bug, and it was really good. Oh, what? Sorry.
All right, so a year ago you're out having a drink.
Okay,
and he does something.
And I washed my car before we got to the bar. That
But
I used Armor on all my tires. And it really was really shiny. It looked really good. But then I vacuumed my seat, and the seat looked good.
What's going on right now?
Sorry.
Okay, right now, pretty much, I told him that I think he has a problem because going about a year ago, we had been out drinking and stuff, and he made very much
He's not
inappropriate
going to let anything deter him from his story.
And I felt just kind of, it took me aback, you know, because I could not accept it, and I thought
Are you gay?
he was totally screwing over my relative.
Are you gay?
No, not at all. And I mean,
We're all a little gay, Tyler.
Aren't you a little gay, Tyler?
You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Do I?
You want to party after this?
Oh, my.
Ooh, I love mine.
So, Tyler, how did he take that?
I told him that he needs some help because he.
How did he take that? How did he take that?
He has some problems.
How did he take that? How did he take that?
Take that. He didn't.
He took it very
How did he take that?
He took it very well?
He did not.
Did not take it. What did he do? What did he do?
I'm
Tyler, stay with me. Tyler, listen to me. What did he do, pal? What did he do when you asked him to pursue some professional help?
He kind of danced around it a little bit, and kind of.
What's your question for us right now? How can we
help?
help?
To the point where he like turned it around and made it like I had the problem. You know.
Okay. What's happening? What can we do to help you right now?
Basically, I'm kind of stuck right now between I don't know what to do with my family situation because I kind of see him in a total different light, and I feel that he is kind of basically just screwing my relative over, you know?
He is. That's him, but that's her business. She married him, okay? Your job is to stay away from this asshole and not be the object of this acting out. I would not get involved with being the
I don't want to be
the policeman for this marriage. I mean, this marriage is in trouble, obviously. And if your cousin asks you for input, obviously you can, or if there's an opportunity to sort of alert her to what the reality is she's dealing with, you might toss it out. But believe me, you'll become the target of problem, just like this guy's trying to make you the problem right now.
And your cousin's a little nutty for hooking up with this.
Tyler, you should probably go on the Springer Show and sort this whole thing out.
I don't think so. But
Springer Show's only an hour.
But your job now is to stay completely away from this guy and certainly never be alone with him. All right?
There you go.
All right, let's go to...
and then kick him in the nuts.
Get rid of Tyler. Hey, Drew.
Yeah.
Ask me what's going on with us now.
What's going on between you and him right now?
Right now?
Right now.
Well...
I seen Star Wars yesterday.
Well, a year ago,
and Luke Skywalker.
Hey, you guys, Adam's talking. He gets very upset when people
No,
talk.
I'm done. I don't care. I'm ready to move on.
Okay. How about a song?
The earth cooled. And then vegetation started coming up.
Large insects.
Large insects.
Thank you.
It was dinosaurs ruled the earth. And then a couple of billion years later, I had a drink. But that was a year ago.
I'm sure afraid these guys are going to find you on the street and just go, hey.
Oh, yes.
Seriously.
That's why we have no security. All right. We're going to play something from Zebrahead. The name of the album is Waste of Mine. And I guess Mike has got this baby queued up. This one's called The Real Me.
Oh, no.
We liken it to sort of giving an animal a medication.
Hold on, Drew. Not an animal, you idiot.
I'd say it.
You want your dog to take an antibiotic because it's got the worms, right? Now, what do? You give the dog the antibiotic, it puts it in its mouth, it spits it out on the floor, it doesn't eat it. You need it to take this medicine, so what do? You take the pill,
And
you
so
smack
we
it down.
appreciate that, Adam, very much.
Listen. No, he's going to be legitimate.
No, forget it.
He put it in some games and let him eat.
Just go ahead with your interview. Let's get this over.
Loveline. That's the worst ever.
No water, and we got in at 5 and at 7 they were reconstructing the room.
There were pubes in the sink, man.
Yeah.
You know, you're supposed to, clean that stuff
they
out.
gave me a key to somebody else's room, too, which is kind of nice.
We're staying.
I thought I was going to hook it up for a little bit, but
Started
started screaming, so I thought I'd better run.
We're staying in a nice hotel, but the problem is it's a little too nice, and the maids
Can we stay with you guys then?
they're militant. Oh yeah, you're crashing with Drew tonight. We're on the schedule where we're getting back to our hotel rooms about 3:30 in the morning, and we're heading out about 8, 9 in the morning to do some publicity or whatever. And they're wanting to clean the rooms. But I put the do not disturb sign on the door because when I come back from whatever it is we're doing, I'm taking a nap because I only slept for 3 hours the night before. So they're like at 12:30. Hey, do not. Yeah.
Housekeeping. You like me?
The do not disturb. Then they're calling on the phone.
Yeah, oh yeah. They don't let up.
Then I got a buzzer on my door too. They're ringing. It's like I'm being hazed or something.
You want to stay another day?
Then the guy comes over yesterday at 4 in the afternoon. Can I turn your bed down? What is that? I don't want my mattress turned over. No, man, turn it down. I didn't throw up on the mattress. No, we take the comforter and we take like the right-hand corner of the comforter and we dog ear it, like 3/4 of an inch.
Wow.
Wow, because otherwise I could never break into the bed at night. I'd have to
You
get
wouldn't
like
be able to sleep at all.
a bottle jack and a come-along to get under the comforter.
Thank God you're here to do it for me. I wouldn't be able to sleep.
Yeah. I just
you're here.
I pace. Yeah, it happened one night when one of the maids was missing, and I had to sleep leaning against the wall.
So long to pull this down.
We got to turn the bed down.
Excuse me.
Oh my God, Drew, have they been bugging you?
Yeah, well, that one day we had 2 hours sleep. I tried to sleep in the afternoon. They finally called me and went, what time would you like us to come in? We're on our way.
They took one of those battering rams that Daryl Gates used to use to bust into the crack houses, and 4 of them just knocked the door down.
With a vacuum cleaner.
They did that to my house once. It was horrible.
One of them was rappelling with a dustbuster from up top. They kicked in the window.
Like Tom Cruise.
And they just it's like cops, like a drug bust.
Oh, God.
All right, let's talk to Mary, shall we?
All right. Mary is 23.
Right.
What's going on?
Mary.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hi, Mary.
I've been dating
What
my
is that?
boyfriend off and on.
Hello?
Hi, Mary.
Leave him alone, Drew. Go ahead,
What is
Mary.
that? The common way.
Leave him alone. We're moving on.
I've been dating my boyfriend off
Thank you, Mary.
for about 3 years, and we've been dating this time since about April. And in the past, we always had perfectly fine sex lives, but since about June, he doesn't want to have sex with me anymore.
Could have been the change of season.
And what does he say the reason is?
Well, when
Change of season,
I
probably.
try to talk to him about it, obviously it's like a highly sensitive issue. He can't volunteer very much information. He doesn't talk. He's not a very open person anyway, but this is like a super sensitive issue for him too. Because
How's the relationship going?
it's okay.
Other than this?
It's always
okay.
kind of okay. It's been off and on for 3 years anyway. But that's one.
Why does it go off?
I've left a couple times.
Why?
I've gone out with other people, or I get annoyed because he doesn't do things that I thought were important to a relationship, but have...
Like what?
Like flowers, or...
What a bastard.
He's cheating.
You think he's cheating?
Of course.
Oh.
Why?
Yes.
No, he'd be sleeping with her.
Of course.
That's easy.
No, guys who cheat are horny and they double down.
No, she's been cheating on him for years.
I get it somewhere else.
And now
Mary,
he's
you've
finally had
been
it.
cheating?
I have, but I haven't since April.
Yeah, but that's because he's taken over.
That's some kind of personal best for you.
Could have found a new type of lotion. That
She's been
just
cheating
replaced
for
it.
years,
I never
and
know.
now he's had it, and he's checking out.
All right, Mary,
Wait.
you know how this thing's on again, off again?
And now Mary's got to have him. That's why she's so into it.
Yeah.
Mary, why don't you forget this thing? It's a mess.
Well, because I've gone out and I've tried other things, and I've realized that those flowers and that kind of frilly stuff is not necessarily the most important thing.
But you've just realized it.
But it is.
Because he's now not available. Now that he's not available, you got to have him.
No, he's not available because he's very caring. Like, we still spend the night in bed together, and he's very cuddly and very and he actually has bought in a flower or two, and he's being all
I thought he didn't buy the flowers.
he has been.
You know what's great? You know what? Hold on a second, Mary. You know what's great about our listeners, and I know it's great. Drew and I stay up late, we wake up early, and then we attack our listeners all night. It's great.
Yeah,
but
bad.
2 minutes ago, Drew said, name something he doesn't do.
I know, but that's what.
And you said he doesn't buy flowers. And now fast forward 2 minutes when Drew says break up with him, and he says, no. Mary says, he's coming around. He's buying flowers.
Yeah.
When Drew
Well,
asked
what is
me
it?
that,
Does he
that was-
buy flowers or doesn't he buy flowers?
when
He
Drew
didn't,
asked
but he
me
does
that,
now.
I said that because that was why I've left before.
I asked why she left. In fairness to Mary, I did ask that.
I say that's a good reason to leave a guy, really. You know what I mean?
But Mary, we're sensing that there's a lot of deficiencies in this relationship, more than you're even sort of divulging to us here, right?
Well,
On
yeah.
again, off again. You've
Always.
cheated for years. It's never been right. And now that he's not available, suddenly you're really wanting to get in.
Well,
You guys
it's
are both
all of a
idiots
sudden-
and should hang yourselves. Next caller, please.
What's that, Mary?
It's an all of a sudden the physical part has shut off.
Yeah, but it means something.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out what.
Did I say that?
Well, but it scares you, and now you're going after him aggressively, right?
Well, I don't think it any more aggressively than I have before.
Yeah, but now you're not thinking about cheating, about what he's not doing. You're thinking about, oh my God, he's leaving. What am I going to do? I've got to get him. Which is different than, this guy, he's not bringing me flowers. I want other things.
All right, I'm done with Mary. Mike, put Mary on hold.
Bye, Mary.
Here's the deal. Too much sewage under the bridge, as
with this relationship.
one of my wise friends has said once. I mean, you know what I mean? She cheated a number of times. He's cheated. They're both kind of angry at each other. He's holding sex back. God knows who he's cheating with now.
Exactly.
He can only bring her flowers when she's pissed off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, or when he's cheating. Maybe that's why he's bringing the flowers down.
Hey.
Good point. That's right. All you women, especially my girlfriend, understand that guys only get flowers when they're cheating.
Uh-oh.
You understand that?
Hey, don't get that knowledge out.
Even like for events. You know what I mean?
Like massages and things?
Yeah, like when somebody wins like Miss America.
Oh, yeah.
And they hand her the bouquet.
Yeah. The guy that hands her
She's
the
been
bouquet.
banging one of the judges.
And the guy that hands her the bouquet?
He's banging one of the judges.
I see.
Everybody's banging the judges.
Miss South Carolina.
Let's talk to Mike.
Mike?
The guys that sell them on the freeways?
Mike is 17. Mike.
Hey, you guys there?
Yeah, we're here.
Here, Mike.
Oh, okay, the phone did something weird. Anyway, my question is about a month ago, I was doing the testicular exam, you know?
Mm-hmm. On yourself?
Yeah.
Wow.
Roommate.
Adam, come on.
Very well done.
Very responsible.
Anyway.
Very well done.
I do it twice a day every day.
Absolutely every day, all day.
And?
People think I'm strange when I do that all day. I know it's just an exam.
And?
And anyway, I found a small lump,
Uh-huh.
and I went to the doctor and all that, and they did an ultrasound
Good.
and did all that stuff. And they said
Right.
it was a cyst.
Right. Very
Now,
common.
What causes all that? I know the females get their cysts in their ovaries and all that stuff. So what
We've seen
causes
cysts.
that? Will it go away or what?
I just thought of a good term. Underease. That's what guys have. Chicks got the ovaries, and the guys got the underories.
Very good.
The underories hang below the ovaries.
I used to wear those when I was a kid.
Underoos.
I had like sorry.
You had Superman?
Yeah, I had Superman. I had
Batman.
Spider-Man.
You had Batman too?
Yeah.
Drew?
Cysts are fluid-filled cavities. They're just growths. They occur on your skin. They occur in brain. They occur basically all tissue can form cysts. They are spontaneous. Sometimes they go away. Sometimes they get big and have to be drained. Sometimes they have to be taken out. But they have no significance.
Or sometimes Fox will come in with a camera crew and make a whole 1 hour special about it. But they got to get over like 175 pounds before they'll do that. And then they'll run it during The Simpsons while I'm eating cereal in front of the TV.
Those are ovarian cysts.
This is horrible.
Those are ovarian.
What are the biggest? Is the ovarian the biggest cyst?
They're really ovarian masses. They're just tumors that aren't cancerous. They can be huge.
And how does it get to be 300 pounds?
It just keeps growing. People think that to me, that's the most glaring example of how massive people's denial systems can be.
Yeah.
Think of that.
You've got essentially a nose tackle from the NFL growing in your abdomen.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, you got one of these guys that's going about 6'2" and about 300 pounds, but he's attached to your belly button. And you're not seeing the doctor. You know what I mean? Right. You're not seeing a doctor when he's about the size of an outside linebacker, maybe about 235, 240. And not when he's the 275 tackle either. It's only about 300 that you realize, I think I'm going to take a wheelbarrow and cart my ass into the clinic.
It's always, I just thought I was getting fat. They always say the same thing.
But, I mean, how much would you have to eat
to maintain that?
And Drew, what feeds that? Blood feeds it and it just grows?
Yep. And usually the ovarian ones have all kinds of colorful tissue.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They got teeth and hair and
kind of pretty, huh?
Brain, all kinds of good stuff.
Right. But Fox can't show a set of breasts on TV.
No.
They just can't do that. It's way too offensive.
Yes.
Way too offensive.
Sex is bad.
See that big, veiny, pussy, 300-pound cyst, but I can't see a set of jugs.
Anyway, nothing causes cysts per se. They just occur. So there you go. And one of the testes may just go.
Let me explain something real fast.
It might just be a zit.
Religious nutballs write letters because that's what these people do. They don't have cable. They sit there, they rub the rosaries, and they write letters. And it's the same nut job who writes one over and over again.
Strongly worded.
Guys like me who don't really like seeing cysts, we don't write letters, and that's the stupidity of TV.
You just talk about it on national radio,
right? Jackasses. I hope all the executives at Fox get a 300-pound cyst and they make a special out of it.
Ooh. Let's go to Mark. Mark is 22. Mark.
Hello.
Hi, Mark.
What's up, Mark?
How are you guys doing?
Very
good.
fine.
How are you?
Yourself?
This will be a half-hour call.
Oh, sorry.
He was asleep.
Yeah.
Almost.
Sorry, Mark.
Dr. Drew, Adam, you guys do a great job. I just wanted to say that. Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Question, I just got out of I got out of an 18-month relationship. Hit me up in the head when I got out. Got really depressed. I'm still depressed, but not as bad as I was. I'm kind of seeing another girl, but I laid it out there for her that I just kind of wanted to have a good time, and she is still confused on if, we're going to date and be committed to each other, or if
Sounds like you're having a ball.
What's your question?
It sounds pretty happy.
So, listen, Cheryl, I just want to have a good time. I'm just a party guy, and I'm just looking for some kicks.
Some what?
Just some kicks.
What's your question, Mark?
The question is how do I kind of let this girl down easily if I don't want to be with her, just strictly her? I mean, I enjoy being in her company, but I don't want to be.
First of all, you're still recovering from that relationship, and that everybody gets to go through that one.
Especially you had 18 months.
Yeah.
And you're 22 now.
Yeah.
You multiply 22 times 18, that's how many months it takes to get over this guy.
That's how many years. And you never had a real serious relationship before that?
Not really.
Ooh. Yeah, see, we talk about this all the time. I don't know. I think it's worse for guys. I got to be honest with you. Women seem to snap back. Just like they're able to give birth and come back into shape. They're able to do that emotionally as well.
Women are actually healthier by nature. They are able to sort of conclude the individuation from mom.
Plus, they can get laid that day. You know what I mean? They can break up with your ass. And especially if they're just anywhere near decent looking and they're 21 years old, there's some guy hitting on them that afternoon. Definitely. Guys come by to fix the TV. Hey, baby. Trinitron, that's nice.
Trick or treat.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have any candy?
Pardon me when I get out my universal remote.
What else can I get you?
Works on all sets. But no, this is how women work and how guys work. And guys, and every guy I've known, including myself, and I like to include Drew into this, is they got into a serious relationship when they were 19, 20.
Mics are still on.
Wow.
Sorry about that. Got some sort of phlegm going here.
We got like an old Jew in here.
What's the name of the grandpa from Loveline?
Drew, put your stethoscope on his back.
I love Hugga.
Oh.
All right.
What were we talking about here?
I was talking about phlegm.
Yes.
I was talking about guys getting in these long relationships. It's their first one. It went on for a year longer than it should have, and then they broke up, and they're devastated for 2 years.
Over it, right.
Serious depression.
Right.
That happened to me. It happened to Drew, and it happens to everybody. Now it's Mark's turn. He's right in the wheelhouse, too. He got with her when he was 20. They broke up. He's 22 now, and no girl's going to be the same, and he's dating, trying to have a good time, but he can't snap himself out of the funk.
This may be the greatest guy in the world, but when he's in that funk,
he's got the stench of death on him, the stench of loser. And the other women who he's trying to rebound with are so cruel that they can smell that stink on him.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not going to give him the time of day.
Now, meanwhile, they get on the internet and put the word out, too.
Yeah, they do it with
they communicate. Yeah, some kind of communication.
There's a meeting.
You know
there's a meeting.
I swear to God, there's a meeting.
You know, Commissioner Gordon would call
I think they do that at the Mary Kay meetings.
Yeah, that's what's going on.
The ladies that break the most hearts, they get those pink Cadillac cars.
Oh,
I'm positive of it. It's not selling most cosmetics. It's crushing the most men.
It is so true. And as a guys, we don't have that policy. If we're at a club and there's a chick that broke up their boyfriend a few weeks ago and is feeling a little vulnerable and her self-esteem's at an all-time low, we're on that like vultures.
Hey, she's breathing, right?
Right. I mean, say, hey, baby, you feeling good? I'll make you feel good.
All it is a heat in the hole, I see.
Right. Women will abuse you, and then that lowers you, and it just keeps perpetuating. It keeps going. All right, so Mark, get out of it.
Sorry, baby, to hear that. Where's that, Martin? Come on.
All right, listen.
We got
no obscure Martin references. We're going to take a break.
Guys, Adam's getting pissed off.
I saw that a couple days ago.
Adam and Justin need to wrestle.
Adam has had it with you guys. Adam's had it.
You got to edit yourself. All right, we're taking a break. You're right, we're going outside. I'm peeing on your leg.
Ooh, thank you.
We'll be back with Zebrahead after this.
Is a hallucinogenic. Any drug that causes hallucination as its primary effect seems to carry the risk of brain damage. Okay? There are some drugs that have hallucinations as a side effect. Like you take a lot of Benadryl, you get an agitation and get some possible hallucinations. There are other drugs like that. But these drugs that tend to cause hallucinations as a primary effect seem to be more dangerous. And dextromethorphan, my understanding is, falls into that category.
What is it in the medicine for?
Sort of numbing the back of your throat, basically.
Hey, Marty?
You take high doses to get the hallucinogenic effect.
Do you take the Robitussin?
Yeah, I Robotrip.
Here's what I Here's what I promise. It's not.
You Vicks trip?
I promise it's bad for you.
Sorry.
I promise it's not good for you. Okay.
In my house, I got a case of Robitussin.
May cause chronic mood disturbances. May cause personality changes. May damage your brain.
Okay.
What do you shoot that?
Wait, how much of that do you have to take, man, to start seeing stuff?
Oh,
seriously?
It's a weight ratio thing. If you're lighter, you take like 4 ounces as a bottle, like a smaller bottle.
I'm about 160. How much do I have to suck down?
That's just
about a bottle.
How long do people stay high from that?
I bet you sleep good, though, afterwards, huh?
What's that?
I bet you sleep good after doing that?
No.
How long do people
incapable of any sort of sleep.
How long do people stay high? How long do you stay up from that?
How long do you stay up? It's long, 8 hours.
8 hours.
Wow.
popular. I went to a boarding school last year. It was incredibly popular there, and that's where I got into it. And I've been doing it
dangerous.
once a month since then.
That's dangerous, Marty.
Where'd you go to boarding school at?
New Hampshire.
Yeah, there you go.
Go fight owls. All right, Marty. Lay off the Robitussin.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for the vapor rub when I get back to the hotel, though.
Kelly.
I got some toothpaste.
Careful.
See what happens with that.
Very topical.
Thank you. Just be careful you topical it.
Ooh.
Kelly.
Adam, Joe, Zebrahead, how's it going?
Hi.
What's up, man?
Well, my best friend since first grade, recently ran away to Las Vegas, and now that she's back, she's been having mental things wrong with her, and her mom wants to send her off to a mental institution where they can monitor her medication because she won't take it on her own.
What medicines is she supposed to take?
Drew.
Maybe.
It's a lot of stuff for her ADHD because she has a severe case of it and other things, and she won't listen to anyone else but me, basically.
Okay.
But I'm hearing from other people that there's things going on in these mental institutions. They say that it's just to monitor your medication, but like other things go on there, and people end up being worse after being in there.
Military experiments.
Yeah. Stuff like
the man gets involved.
The man gets in there.
Kelly, people, it's like something I experience all the time when people go into an intensive care unit, they get sick and die. And people, the families go, well, you shouldn't have put them in that intensive care unit.
If they're on a golf course, like a miniature golf course,
they'd be fine.
Yeah. Oh, how many people you heard dying at a miniature golf course?
Exactly.
There you go.
And the same thing is true of mental hospitals. People, very sick people need to go there, and sometimes they don't get better because these are chronic illnesses that get worse.
It's a higher ratio because the people that are being sort of institutionalized have such big problems. The problems are so great that they need to go to the hospital.
That's right. And
so to say people go there, go nuts is sort of insane.
That's right.
It's like saying, all the cars at that body shop are ruined, man. I'm not going to go to that one.
Right, exactly.
They're all banged up. Look at them.
Exactly.
No way I'm bringing my car there. No way.
Now, there are risks of putting particularly adolescents together in a concentration where there's disturbed adolescents there, but in a good program, they get better.
Right. So do they mix them up, or like do they have the psycho ones along with the normal ones, or they?
Yeah, it's usually a rather mixed population, and they, if you put criminals in there, or people that can teach them how to buy drugs or use certain drugs. I mean, it can be infectious in that way. But again, in a good program, they will contain all that, and they will get the person focused on their treatment, and they will get better rather than worse, typically. So I think it sounds like in this situation, she'd be far better off doing what's recommended. Again, be careful and make sure that they choose the doctors and the institutions carefully.
All right, Drew, that's enough.
Forward.
I'm going insane.
We got to go.
We do?
I recommend the Elsinore Brewery.
We can't squeeze in one more?
30 seconds.
All right, let's be fast.
You pick it.
Jean? Janine? Jean?
Hello? Hi, Jane.
Hi.
Jean that way?
Yeah. Jean.
All right. Sorry,
What's up, Jean?
Hi, Ralph.
All right, listen, you're engaged, you're 28, you're engaged to a guy.
Yeah.
Still involved with son's dad. Okay.
We've had this call 3 times tonight.
Yeah.
She changed her name.
What happened when you were 10?
What happened when I was 10? I lost an uncle. I had just buried a grandma the year before, and I spent the year with my mom.
All right. Unfortunately, Gene, we're now out of time. But listen. You're engaged to a guy and you're cheating on him already, right? Don't get married.
There you go.
That's it. Listen, everybody who's thinking about getting married, who's currently carrying on. I mean, when you're doing the crap you're supposed to be doing 10 years into marriage before the goddamn wedding, don't get married. That is your clue not to get married. All right.
Case closed.
Don't any of you get married or have kids.
Until you lose the will to live.
All right.
I need to make a poopy.
We're going to talk to Zebrahead when we come back.
Well, and you told me to go to the good guys, which was...
What was the other example you gave, like Brab?
No.
David?
David.
All right, Drew. Let's go. We're out of here. Waste of Mind is the name of the CD. Zebrahead is the name of the band. Thanks for coming out, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Breathe a little life into the show.
Yeah.
Nice booking, Ann. All right, Real Big Fish will be in here tomorrow night. More guys who are willing to talk about just about anything. So, thanks, guys. Until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The views expressed on Loveline are not necessarily those of the staff, the management, or the sponsors of this radio station.
They're probably not the views of Westwood One Entertainment. Loveline is produced by Ann Wilkins Engel.
Now, please listen to this station longer.